Hello! If you didn't watch the introductory episode of week 0 or can't read the title of this video, this is the first week of me attempting to make a game studio on Roblox! Woo! Why Roblox, you might ask? Primarily, it's an environment I am rather familiar with, so I can exploit that to my advantage. Developing with a Roblox studio, while less comical than, say, trying to learn Unity, should also be without too many problems. But there's also another reason. I see Roblox as a land of immense opportunity. Yes, over the last year there has been a big increase in the quality of Roblox games, yet, funnily enough, the standards of the community remain unchanged, and fresh shit flows onto the front page literally every day. Try that at some reputable game development or distribution system. Make a crappy bait-and-switch title, you are going to suffocate from the negative user response, marking your name for as long as you attempt to publish under it. Make a crappy bait-and-switch game on Roblox? Take a seat, sir, and enjoy your stay. And if you are at least a bit clever with your crappy game, you can make it quite far indeed. Not that that would be anyhow related to this series, right? No? Nope. Let's change the topic. Yep. Last time I've set up 3 goals for this week, and I'm happy to report all of them were accomplished. Even did some extra work. Right, the goal is not very demanding, but we have to start somewhere. I've set up a proper action plan, pictured here, which I will try to follow as best as I can. The second item was a bit more interesting. I found out that coming up with a studio name I would like is not as easy as it sounds. Fishing for inspiration, I drafted a few pretty generic designs, but with time it got worse, somehow. Yeah. Eventually I settled on 2 candidates. One simple and Roblox relevant, the other a bit more obscure, I guess. Was it entirely up to my personal tastes? I'd go with the second one, so I could sound educated, have a studio name that seems a bit noble, and put a really bad joke into this video how the nerds who made this game don't know how to use Latin properly, because unlike English it's actually quite complex. And how I do know how to do that, so I could justify the 2 years of learning, which I consider rather pointless, but we are having none of that. So we are sticking with blockage, or maybe blockage, huh? Clever, right? Right? Yeah. So I've taken the blockage draft, made a bit cleaner logo out of it, and created the group, with a lowercase b. I'm sorry, I know it should be capital, but it's an artistic choice. I just don't like the look of capital B in this word. Just compare. Look. It's horrible. Ew. Don't question it. But yeah, we have a plan. We have a group. Now for the first game of the studio. An obstacle course, as I've previously established. Why? Well, it's easy to make. People still seem to like obstacle courses, even more so if they have some small twist or tweak to them. Or are just a copy of another place that is mass advertised. Either way. Theme, and theme. The first thing a random visitor is going to be faced with when deciding whether to play the game or not. What do people on Roblox like? Guns, pew pew enemies obey? Adopt and obey a cute baby? Or maybe something leeching on a prominent outside fandom? FNAF or Undertale obey? Well, neither. For one, I'd feel quite awkward by taking such a silly shortcut, and also, it wouldn't fit the small twist I have in mind. I used to toy with an obstacle course theme before this series, a time travel obstacle course. Everyone likes time travel, right? It guarantees a 100% amazing, flawless, meaningful plot in storytelling. Back then, it was more to justify diverse levels rather than anything else. So I could switch stage themes when I'd run out of ideas for the previous one. Other than that, though, it was just a usual obstacle course. Not this one. We are keeping the theme, time travel, but for a slightly different reason. Something that occurred to me while plotting this out. The idea even on the previous obstacle course was that a person would enter a portal, get teleported through a flashy space corridor of some description to a new level, get to the end portal of said level, get teleported to the corridor again, get teleported to the second level, and so on. Naturally, building it prefixed with one-way paths is not a good idea. Every level needs its own mid-level corridor, which slightly increases brick count and greatly hinders my ability to modify the place. With 10 levels I'd have 10 of these mid-level corridor things to maintain, so not that. Instead, reasonably enough, I merged it so there was only one of these mid-stage portal paths, which would teleport the player around according to his or her current level value, which would be changed by the end portals on each level. And this was where the main gimmick of this obstacle course occurred to me. Classic Roblox obstacle courses generally don't have much replay value, nor can be updated with content reasonably. This one now is an exception, thanks to the power of math.random. Brackets. The idea is to build separate course stages, each with different theme, divided into 3 difficulty levels. On each run, the player will get a random run composition, say of 3 easy, 4 medium and 3 hard stages, randomly selected from the obstacle course pool. This will make runs through the course a bit more unique, and make me able to update the course nicely by just adding more levels. Maybe things like a newbie or hard mode later on, with different difficulty composition. On top of that, time and death count mechanic, so players can attempt to achieve and improve on their course times. No death runs, who knows? Badges and in-game cosmetic items to reward skilled players and encourage people to try a few more runs. I don't know, I think it's a pretty solid idea and could go well. Now, naturally, it's up to my execution, but I'm confident that it's possible. That's about it for the concept. For the next week, I have a lot of scripting to do, so it could go horribly wrong still, knowing myself. The early scripting of the random stage picking makes me hopeful, though. So yes, let's get back to it. Thank you for Oh, what? Think it's the episode's end already? Nope, not yet. I've got quite a few comments last time I'd like to go over first. Mainly, I got a lot of comments and messages expressing people's will to help or contribute somehow. I'm surprised and quite happy about that, but not yet. I want to see to this first project myself. I'll be open to any help in the second month. I'll inform you about the details then. I'll have use for pretty much anyone, not only builders or scripters, so be patient if that's what you are looking for. Now this, yes. We used Trello in the past, I have good experience with it, I'll be using it for this as well. Now, since I'm the only person working on the obstacle course, the Trello page will likely be not as vivid, but you can still check it out for progress if you want. The link is in the description. And yes, please. Thank you for watching, and let's build a wall. Or 2.